So I just signed my very first client for this new agency from one of the meetings that I had yesterday. I did record it, so I'm not sure how this is going to go along, but let me just actually show you. I'll pull up the text message. As you can see here, he just paid that. He just sent me a message with a screenshot, and I'm going to show you my bank account now so you know that it's actually legit. You can see he's just paid me $12.50 for the setup. So you just seen the client paid me. Now I want to actually share with you the sales call because I did record most of it, about 90%. I did start recording just after the introduction when I just started doing the discovery questions. So look, don't hate me for this sales call. It's not the greatest. This was probably my third sales call that I've ever done for this niche, for this industry. I know nothing about it. I'm just kind of going off past experience and just trying to be as confident as I can to close the deal. So we're going to get into that right now.
So, and
niche,
cooked off, which is about to come, under the government's campaign schemes as well. And then third thing is,
niche,
so our motive would be to convert those into,
Okay, yep.
to be competitive in the market, we have to do that. Plus, it's a good product.
Yeah.
So it's not that we only allowed to use approved products under the government scheme. Okay, but to be competitive in the market, we'll be targeting
niche,
rather than
niche,
systems because the rebates are less on that, and it's very hard to convince the customers because they have to pay more.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I know like
niche,
can be like 10, 15 grand.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it is quite pricey, and yeah, I have heard of this scheme that's going on in Victoria. Like people can get like $3,000 to $5,000 back, which is huge.
Yes. So like I've done my costing.
Yep.
So we will be very, very competitive in the market.
Yep.
Okay. If not cheaper, we will be, matching every single quote.
Fantastic.
We have got very qualified installers
Amazing.
who have been doing the installations for a while.
Yep.
So what I've heard regarding this
niche,
thing that everyone is struggling with the installers, but we have got a very reliable team
Yeah,
of
that's great.
subcontractors who are doing all the licenses, refrigerant handling license, whatever license requires to do the installation, we have got
Yep.
those installed.
Great to hear.
Help me.
Yeah, I'm happy to take you through it. Just a quick couple of questions from me. Right now, where's the business at, like with monthly sort of revenue, and how many jobs are you sort of getting a month?
Well, revenue wise, we have been very good. Like I've got team of 6 that are working with us, both
Great.
in Sydney, Melbourne. So we are doing in Victoria, we might be doing around 40 customers a month.
Yep.
And in Sydney, we were doing around 60 to 70 customers per month, but now the rules have changed.
Yep.
So the rebates have gone down. So we are just working again. And I'm gonna introduce solar in New South Wales.
Yep. Cool.
So which we have only been doing in Victoria.
Okay. Yep. Okay, cool.
Right now, we are talking about leads that we need in Victoria organically.
Yep.
Like through digital marketing channels.
Yes.
Where the customers see the ad and they approach us.
Yes.
We are allowed to approach the customer.
Yep.
Under this EU scheme.
Yep.
So
totally understand that's not a problem. We can target those people and obviously, advertise that scheme as well and promote it to get that interest, and then obviously convert that interest into a paying client. I guess on that note, you said you're servicing about 40 clients a month on average in Victoria. Tell me what's your main sort of job at the moment that you're getting? Is it
niche,
and solar.
Okay. And what's sort of the average ticket price for the the system?
Around, I would say $1,500.
$1,500. Okay. Yep. And what's your sort of margin on that then? Like these, you're using subcontractors, right?
Yeah, so like we do work on different margins, but overall we have to target like 15, 20, 30%
Yep.
margin. Like on solar, we work on very less margin. On
niche,
we work on a little bit more margin.
Of course.
So on an average, we do target 15, 20%.
Okay. Yep. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, in
niche,
we will be targeting a little bit more because of the amount of risk involved,
Yeah.
amount of callbacks we can get. So we just need to cover for those as well.
Yeah, no, totally understand. So in terms of then where you're looking to get to sort of in that next 6 to 12 months, talk to me about that.
Well, I think this
niche,
thing
Yep.
is a very long-term activity
Yep.
that we target. So we, as an organization, I think we are just entering into a new space
Yep.
of heating and cooling,
Yeah.
where before we were only doing free stuff where the customer were not out of pocket. Now we are getting into paid market where we have to build that trust and get leads through referrals as well.
Yes.
So yeah, so my target would be we want to do like for a start 5
niche,
per week. Okay,
5 per
installation.
week.
Okay, and slowly we want to take these numbers to 10, 15 per week.
Yep.
Okay, this is just
niche,
rest of the things are
Yeah. Well, when we're having this conversation, we'll just go through.
niche,
And then obviously, you know, if we decide to work together, right, if it makes sense, then and it's successful, then we can talk about advertising for solar and other things as well. So that's totally fine.
When you were advertising, you have mentioned you are
niche,
specialist.
Yes.
How does that come in? Like,
Yeah, I'll take you through it. I've got a presentation. I'm going to take you through it, just kind of give you an idea on what it is that we do. And I'm going to actually show you behind the scenes what we will set up for you as well. Just a quick one. Are you using a CRM at the moment?
yeah, we again, like for the leads, for these kind of leads, we only using a spreadsheet.
Oh,
But
wow.
when we
Okay.
giving it to the installers, we are using a CRM where we need to record all sort of photographic evidence. But I think you're asking from leads point of view.
Yes.
No, we only using spreadsheets.
Understood. Okay. Yep. No problem. That's totally fine because we'll set you up with everything anyway. So that won't be an issue at all. Let me just share my screen here and kind of walk you through it. You know, just a bit about us, right? We've got over 7 years experience, 3 million plus generated in revenue for marketing campaigns, and that's across different industries as well. Now, the big thing with us is we only take on partners that we feel confident that we're going to be successful with, right? So we've got a full in-house team, and success is our #1 goal because, you know, obviously when you get paid, we get paid as well. Now, what we won't do is generate you 50 new leads a week, right? Unless obviously you want that. Our goal isn't to just generate you a bunch of leads with no installs. Our job is to get you as little of leads as possible, but are more likely to convert, right? So I'd rather, like you said, 5 installs per week, right? I'd rather generate 10 leads and get 5 installs from those 10 leads than 100 leads and then get 5 installs, because it's a complete waste of time, right? And we're not going to schedule you with installs with, you know, prospects that aren't ready. Obviously, and then burning you out and your team with unqualified prospects. The worst thing that marketing agencies do is generate you a bunch of leads, give them to you, and then you call them and they're not ready to go, right? You've just completely wasted your time. So that's something we're not going to do, right? And then obviously communication, you and I will be in touch and base all the time if need be. And I'll take you through the communication channels as well. What we will do though is schedule you with high qualified installs and obviously helping your company grow. Now, like I said, we're going to vet everyone that comes through. So you're only speaking with motivated homeowners. right? Like ready for an install in the next 30 days. What we're going to do is schedule an onboarding call. We're going to go through exactly the type of homeowner you're looking for and exactly the specifics on the system that you're looking at selling, right? So we're going to be going through that on the first onboarding call, which we will schedule, obviously, after we get everything started. The next thing is what we're going to do is we're going to generate all the leads. Now that's going to go into our CRM and we're going to manually qualify and vet every single one of them. And then we're going to pass those on to you, right? So we're only going to schedule you in with people we've already spoken to, and I'm going to get a complete scope about what they're exactly looking for, their time frame, their house specs, everything that we need to know. And that's obviously based on a conversation you and I have on the onboarding call, what the requirements are for these leads, right? So we get it dialed in from day one, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously we'll pass those to you, and then or the installer, right? Like obviously it doesn't even have to go through you. You'll still have access to everything, but it can just go straight to your contractor.
Install.
Right? Yeah, your installer. So that's kind of how it works, right? So obviously, we're going to make sure that they've got a budget, right? Like, so this might be these might be some qualifying questions. All right. So they see an ad, they click on it. We're going to get obviously the budget for a new system, how soon they're looking at it getting installed, and what their home address is and their specs of their home, right? And then obviously the next step is for us to schedule those homeowners with you. And then we've got obviously the follow-ups, reminders, invites, and those automations as well, which I will take you through. Now let me actually show you the back end of what it actually looks like, just so you can kind of get a better idea on what it actually looks like here. Let me show you this as an example here. If you can see here, this is just an example for you, and this is an example flow, but basically you'll have full access to something like this as well, right? It's obviously going to have your company, your logo, everything's going to be your brand, but basically a new lead will come in here, right? You'll obviously see this. And then what we're going to be able to do is obviously go through this sequence. Now, this is obviously going to be changed based on what we discuss and what's suited for your business, right? But let's say Lee, for example, he's a new lead, right? So Lee's a new lead. I will obviously contact him. We'll obviously have all his information here, what the opportunity's worth. We'll obviously be able to make notes here. You'll be able to see all of this stuff that we update for you, phone numbers, emails. You'll be able to obviously put him into different sequences that you wish, and then we can drag them along. So, for example, I've called Lee. He's looking for, I don't know, maybe he's looking for
niche,
and his budget is $12,000. He's got a house and he's looking to get it installed in the next 20 days, right? Sweet. I will then put it to the next column, and then obviously you'll be able to see that and see where every person is based on where they're at. Now, at every single stage here, they're going to get different automations, right? So as a new lead comes in, as you did, you would have got an email, right? And so what we can even set up is a text message as well. So every time a new lead comes in, they'll get an email and text message, and they're going to get an email and text message and be involved in a sequence based on where they're at in the process. So yeah, at all times, you're going to actually understand exactly where a lead is in the sales cycle, right? So when a new lead comes in, if we've called them, if we've pre-qualified them, if we've passed them to your installer, you'll be able to see that in this section here. Obviously, all conversations will happen here as well. You'll be able to see conversations that happen. So if someone responds or anything like that, you're going to obviously see that pop up as well. So this area is something that you don't need to worry about as much, like the automation side of everything, but just know, like, we're going to be setting up everything so you don't actually have to speak with anyone to pre-qualify them. All these people are going to be pre-qualified, ready to go within the next 30 days. Now, obviously, you're going to get some people that aren't looking for the next 60 or 90 days. So they will go into a different sequence and get call, they'll get texts, emails, and they'll get messages, just nurturing them, just following them up automatically. So when they're ready, will obviously be there so we can get their business.
That's good. So how long you have been generating the leads for Cody?
So I've been in this space for about 5 years now. I've been generating leads and appointments and bookings for a bunch of different industries over the last 5 years.
And you have only been generating HVAC leads or something else as well?
Yeah, so I've been doing a whole bunch of different, I'm now focused only on HVAC. But in the past, I've done real estate for real estate agents. I've done mortgage brokers, landscapers, pest control, concreters.
Okay.
Now,
Sorry, like, one of the guys just, calling and texting me, but I've just told him we'll chat later. So
understood, no
you've been
problem.
generating leads for 5 years now, but
Yeah.
you only, so is there a reason you have only been focusing on HVAC leads?
Just because I just like a new challenge now, right? Like I've been doing a lot of other stuff. I've been working on with a lot of different clients and that, and I think HVAC now there's a big opportunity. What I've found is there's a lot of marketing agencies promising either leads or they charge a monthly retainer, $1,500, $2,000 every single month. But then that puts a lot of risk on the business owner. I want to come in and kind of change things up and kind of show people like, hey, it's not just about leads. You don't need more leads, right? Leads, anyone can generate leads. You can just jump into Facebook and generate leads.
Yeah.
Right? You can do that tomorrow. You don't need me for that, right? But what you do need is that qualification process and the actual system, right? However, what I found is people aren't offering that.
Yeah. No, that's good to know that you're changing. You're talking a bit different as compared to other marketing agencies. So is this your company?
Yes, it is. It
This
is my company. Yeah.
scaling agency? Is that
Yeah, scaling agencies is, I guess, my PTY. That's like my company. Yeah. But this business name is
Niche.
Solutions.
so? What sort of other leads you have been generating before, Cody?
Yeah, so a lot of real estate. So for real estate agents, people looking to sell their homes or people looking to buy an investment property. I've done mortgage brokers. I've done landscapers. They're looking for landscaping jobs. I've done pest controllers. I've done concreters. I've done mechanics.
So you're
Yes,
not doing these anymore?
sorry.
You're not doing those anymore?
No, I'm really only focused on HVAC now.
Okay. So how many leads you have been generating lately? Like with
Yeah, I
this?
mean, look, like this is what I say to people. The sky, you could generate 500 leads a week if you really wanted to, right? It just depends on how much you want to spend, you know? So it kind of just comes down to, okay, great. Well, where's a profitable medium? So you work backwards. It's just maths, right? So that's why I was asking about your sort of margins and everything like that, right? Because it depends on sort of what we're wanting to get our cost per acquisition to be.
So
Right.
how it will cost me with this?
Yeah, so obviously, the ads are, something that you cover, right? Like the ad spend. How I work, like I said, I charge a small one-time payment and then I work on commission, right? So if you want 10 new jobs every single week, that's amazing. I make more money doing that because the more jobs I give you and the more jobs you get, the more money I make. So I'm happy with that. However, it depends how much you want to spend to start, right? So I'll give you an example. One lead might cost us, look, it's going to cost us between $10 and $15 per lead, right?
Yeah.
But I like to work on about a $20 cost per lead just to play it really, really, really safe.
Yeah. Let's take that. Yeah.
Right. So I like to work on a $20. So it's going to be about 10, 15 bucks, but let's say a $20 cost per lead, right? We've got to call those leads and we've got to vet them, right? So based on our numbers right now, it's kind of like a 35 to 40% qualified lead, right?
So that will cost me $100 per lead. Okay. If I'm installing.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the maths. So
yeah.
then I'm not even calculating the first time fee because that's, let's say it's an
Yeah, that
investment.
doesn't, yeah, yeah.
So then that's you'll charge me $200 per lead only on conversions.
Yeah, so this is something that I'm happy to talk about, and this is why we need to understand your numbers as well, right? Because
Yep.
on average, like the usual client that I would work with is someone that's selling a,
niche,
you know, let's say they charge the client 12K, their profit is about 25%. So let's say they make say 2.5K, I'll take $200 from them, right? So it's kind of 10%. I kind of get usually between 5 and 10% of what you make as profit.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
200 isn't set in stone. It's more like, well, hey, how much is kind of the system, like roughly, right? What's your profit on that? And then we work backwards from there. But look, I should have put
So
these on the screen, right? Yeah, you're looking at about a $20 cost per lead. You're looking at about a 35%
qualified lead.
qualified lead on that.
So what sort of access do you need to get this going?
Yeah, great question. So there's two options. We can do you have a Facebook ad account and business manager and everything?
Yes, it's my yes, I have. Yep. So someone
It's
is
not a big
managing,
issue, but
like someone is managing social media for me, but
yep,
that's on personal account. But can you do this on your own?
I can. Yes. The only thing that I would need is the Facebook money upfront as well. Obviously, I'd give refunds. Like if there's a difference, like I'm going to show you, there's going to be receipts, so everything's tracked. But yeah, like that's totally fine. And it would be easier. Happy to work either way. Like my past experience have been kind of 50-50 with it. Like 50% of clients are like, yeah, look, here's the Facebook money up front, just you do it, I don't want to deal with anything, you just do it, that's fine. But then other 50% of people are like, nah, I want to I actually want to own it. But either way is as easy as each
So,
other. It doesn't really
so,
bother me.
so will you make another Facebook on my company name, or is it yours that I?
So if we're doing it on your account, it will be through your company name, your Facebook page, everything. I just get access to that and advertise that way. However, if we're doing it through my account, yes, I will create a third party page and everything's going to be run under that company.
Like as part of this government requirement,
Yep.
we need the consent form from the customer.
Mhm.
That it's actually they are the one who has actually approached us. So can you include a jot form in which includes my company name?
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. So what we would do then, I'll run
So
you through
I want you to create a Facebook and Insta,
that.
because
Yep.
later on we can start advertising for
niche,
as well.
Yep.
And then I'm happy to give the Facebook money upfront, no issues.
I'll just show you exactly what we've spent, what we're getting, everything like that, and then just let you know, right? So that's easy. In terms of like obviously with the commission, how I'd work, obviously we would need to work on like I mentioned, it's not just a flat 200. It's if your profits are smaller, obviously I'm not going to take $200 if that makes sense, right? I'm not going to take a big portion, so we'd need to obviously discuss that and yeah.
Because on the leads, I'm operating as a business owner, so I won't be going, like I'll have sales contractor going, so they'll charge me as well. Of course, I'll do the costing for that as well. But you might see with us that the conversion is more, or we might request for more leads.
Yeah.
We need that so that we can attend more. That
Yeah,
means if we
exactly. The
attend,
way you make money as the business owner, since you're outsourcing it and you're using contractors, you're going to need more volume, right?
yeah,
Rather than, for example, a client of mine, Stuart, he's a one-man band, right? So he's doing the installs. So he's like, hey, I just want another 1 or maybe 2 installs per week,
yeah,
because he's doing it. So it's different, right? So yeah, you're more of the volume game.
okay. So what's the best upfront cost and you can do, and why is this upfront cost involved?
Great question. So obviously, we need to set everything up. It takes time. Like it's a lot of time spent to set all these back-end systems up. The connections and, getting everything installed, and that is a lot of upfront work for us.
So what's the best you can do?
Yeah, so I know I mentioned 1,500. I mean, I usually charge 2K, fully being transparent with you, but I'm happy to do 1,250 up front. Obviously, start that relationship, and then obviously we'll work out the commission. Like we would need to talk about that trailing commission, and that 1,250 is one time. Like once it's done, it's done. You'll never. That's it.
Then it's only performance based once the
Then it's
lead
only
is in.
performance based. Yeah.
Can I like can I send, if we are generating any of our leads, can I send you those as well if you can qualify them as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, just if you can just write a short email like after this, and I am interested, to be honest. And how much per day or per week that we are looking to spend for Facebook and Insta?
Yeah, so I'm happy to, put that in an email if you'd like. But like what would you sort of be comfortable with?
I don't know. Let's say if we need 10 leads, and sorry, let's so 50%, 35% is qualified leads, and half of them will be converted sales.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm calculating that if we are getting 10 leads, we'll be able to convert 2 or 3.
Yep.
Okay. If I want to install 5, I want to have 15 leads.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much should I spend to get 15 leads for HVAC?
Yeah, so let's work out. Let's say I usually start with
If it is $20 per lead,
yeah, so that's
$300.
about $300 per 15
Yeah.
leads, right?
So
I like to start with say $30 a day, right? So if we
yeah,
do $30 a day to start with, because Facebook's incremental, right? Like if you can't just start with $100 a day, like, or $1,000 a day, like it doesn't work like that, right? Even if you wanted to, you can't, right? It's gonna, yeah. Anyway, you can't do that. So I would start with $30 a day. From that, you should get a lead to 2 leads per day. It's going to range. Maybe you get 3 one day and 0 one day, and then 2 one day and 2. It's going to range, right? But on average, you should get about, give or take, 1 to 2 leads per day, right? So that will allow us to test to see what works, test the waters in terms. And when I say what works, I mean like the specific targeting of getting that ideal customer to click, right? So we'll get about, say, 10 leads. We'll obviously call those leads up and then obviously adjust it based on the calls that we have of those 10 leads.
okay. That's good. So yeah, we can try. Cody, I'm happy to do this.
So I do have an onboarding call with him in an hour and a half. So we're going to go through everything, get him onboarded, and get this thing rolling. I've also got another deal. It's probably going to be included in this video. It's Friday today for next Tuesday. He actually wants me to start building a couple of things out for him. I'll do probably an hour's worth of work. It's going to be about $500. Just because he knew that I had no results, no case studies, and I still was able to close him on $500. And this is the thing, when you're starting out, don't worry so much about the money, focus on getting a deal done and then getting results and get a case study. So I'll keep you updated. It's going to be a few days delay with the weekend coming up. I do have a meeting for Saturday afternoon. But yeah, fingers crossed. Let's hope it all closes.
2 days later.
So as of yesterday, I got my second client for $500 setup fee. This is my high level, obviously the date, Friday, the 26th of July. It's 8:34 at the moment when I'm recording this. But yeah, that came in yesterday. So that's it for today's video. It was a bit of a compilation, stuck a few clips together. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Signed 2 clients, which is awesome. And I'll see you in the next episode.